They are tortured by a ghost every day. Although this ghost has a bad temper, he has never hurt them, so they decide to live together. To experience the kind of fear only seen on TV, they always deliberately provoke the ghost. Realizing he is being toyed with, the ghost decides to take revenge on them at night. He first possesses the woman and makes her dance all night, then controls her to knock out one of the man's front teeth. To live in peace with the ghost, he finds an Ouija board to communicate with him, but the ghost always misspells words. The man cannot help but laugh at him, but this completely angers the ghost. Their friend is too scared to speak, but they have long been used to it. The mocked ghost decides to take revenge again at night. He first secretly drags the man to the living room, then turns around and attacks the woman. The next day the woman takes the initiative to kiss her boyfriend. Her tone of voice also becomes gentle. The man feels very strange, so he quickly runs to check the surveillance. Then they are all shocked. To teach him a lesson, the man calls for backup, but he forgets to mention that the opponent is a ghost. The helper starts insulting the ghost as soon as he arrives.
What the fuck is that? A ghost, Ray.
A ghost ghost?
A ghost.
Like a dead ghost?
Yes! Ray, that's what we've been trying to tell you for 15 minutes! You idiot!
What happened to your furniture, cuz?
They are scared and flee in panic, and the man's behavior also angers the ghost. He will increase the intensity of his revenge. But at night, his girlfriend suddenly dresses extremely sexy. After realizing what is happening, the man becomes even angrier. After the man falls asleep, his girlfriend immediately takes out the Ouija board. But until 2 a.m., the ghost still has not come. The woman can only walk to the bathroom in disappointment. But just then, the ghost sneaks into the room. It turns out this time he has turned his target to the man. After seeing the footage in the surveillance the next day, the man never dares to provoke the ghost again. The man was watching a meteor when a car accident happened unexpectedly. He traveled back to 1999. Looking at himself in the mirror, the man felt a bit incredible, especially when he saw his father who was younger than him. At that moment, some classmates called him to go to school. Going back from 40 to 18 years old, he ran all the way to school, but as soon as he walked out of the alley he was hit. And sitting in the car was his good friend. His friend's father quickly got out of the car to check. Sure enough, a man in his 40s only has reality in his eyes. In the blink of an eye they arrived at school. Here he also met his future wife.
杏子，我跟你说点事儿啊。我这次回来呢，咱还一切不变，还是5年以后结婚，7年以后生孩子。但我有更重要的事儿，所以呢，我先不顾你了，咱到时候按流程走啊。
He had never heard such a direct confession. The girl stood there in a daze, coming to class. Suddenly a word from the teacher awakened him.
一寸光阴一寸金，这个道理明不明白？
对呀，老师，你把我点醒了，我在这儿家大无小偷。
The man packed up his school bag and left. He researched around the market, did not find a good opportunity to make money, so he went home, turned on the computer, logged into Facebook. Unexpectedly, he found a post just published in 2024. It turned out he didn't travel through time, but in exchange of 2 souls, the boy traveled to 2024. When he woke up, he found his changes. He was shocked when he saw his appearance. Seeing the man's photo, he felt even more at a loss. At that moment there was movement in the room. Thinking it was a thief, the man directly kicked him flying, pulled the boy into the room.
别动啊，动一动试试。好啊，你从小没有打过我，这家伙待不下去。谁了？你是谁？你说我是谁呀？
The man just glanced downstairs. His daughter was climbing into the swimming pool. He shouted desperately to get her attention, but it had no effect. He was on the 20th floor. If his daughter fell into the pool, neither running down the stairs nor taking the elevator would be fast enough. At this moment, the child had already fallen into the water. The man had no choice. He climbed over the railing and jumped down.
Holy shit!
the man rescued the child. At that moment, the gears of fate began to turn. The man was originally a playboy. He had countless relationships but never got married. One day a woman suddenly showed up at his door with a child. The sudden scene caught him off guard, but the woman didn't explain at all. She turned around and left directly. After the man reacted, he hurried to chase her by bike, but when he arrived at the airport, the woman had already boarded the plane. No matter how the man shouted, she still didn't stop. So the man became a father in such a muddled way. He didn't even know how to change a diaper. This couldn't go on. What's more, he wasn't even sure if she was his biological daughter. By chance, he saw a photo of the woman, so he hurried to the hotel to find her. Because he had no money to buy a plane ticket, he had to carry his daughter and walk under the scorching sun. The man became more and more frustrated, but the girl smiled like a little angel. He wanted to feed her some milk, but the next second, if this went on, the daughter would definitely get sick. So the man quickly asked a truck driver for help. To prevent being mistaken for a human trafficker, he had to pretend to be very close to his daughter, to dispel the driver's doubts. Finally, the man arrived in Los Angeles, but the hotel security guard said the woman had resigned, and refused to let him enter. But the man thought the security guard was lying to him, especially when he saw that even dogs could get in. The man secretly slipped in through the side door, put the sleeping daughter into a basket. Then he went to find the woman by himself, and just then, the girl suddenly opened her eyes. She crawled out alone. What's worse, there was a deep swimming pool ahead. To save her, the man had no choice. And after this incident, the man seemed to have fully accepted this little one.
Even the pinky finger can develop biceps. This woman is truly awesome. With a flick of her finger, a 200-pound strong man flies into the air. When he falls down, she presses him gently. The power is incredibly huge. And her daughter is even more powerful. She appears leading a pig. Then she slaps the security guard across the face. He first spits out a bunch of sequins. The next second, another security guard presses a gun against her, but the girl slowly brushes her hair aside. There was actually another face behind it, puts the muzzle into his mouth and takes a hard suck, then spreads her arms. They are immediately transported into an opera world. The third security guard aims and fires, but the girl turns around nimbly. All the bullets hit her teammate. The girl jumps in front of the last security guard. His head and body are instantly hallucinating. It looks like he won't survive, but the girl has missed one person. She takes a solid gunshot. The mother thinks her daughter is definitely dead this time, but the next second,
Organic.
this crazy movie is called Everything Everywhere All at Once. To describe it in one sentence, it's utterly whimsical. Like most ordinary people, the woman encounters a midlife crisis at the age of 55. Her daughter is rebellious. Her husband is a coward. She has to support her 80-year-old father. And her laundromat is on the verge of closing down. Today, she is about to apply for a tax reduction. As soon as she steps into the elevator, her husband suddenly mutates. He mysteriously takes out an umbrella. After blocking the surveillance, he whispers a secret in the woman's ear. Besides the main universe he is in, there are countless parallel universes. There is a version of the woman in every universe, although they look the same, and the man has traveled from another universe. In that universe, his identity is a hacker. At this moment, the multiverse is being destroyed by an evil Dark Lord. He has obtained a donut-shaped black hole that can absorb the energy of every parallel universe. But this plot is really cliché. So the man tells her, this Dark Lord is exactly their daughter. She is trying to eliminate the woman in every parallel universe, and the only way to stop the Dark Lord is to kill their daughter. But everything seems not that easy.